Listen, the time has come. It's finally the last episode of the whole entire Workaholics series. I have some tears right now, but stay tuned so we can discuss this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Air hugs.
Well, my hand is reachable.
Oh.
Thank you.
Don't cry for me.
The time has
I
come.
mean for Workaholics.
The time has come. I can't even believe it's 7 seasons strong.
And it's done.
And it's done. But what's up, guys? I'm Nick Mardi. A little sad today, more than normal. It's true. It's true. Always
Poor
with my
baby.
beautiful co-host, Miss
Hi.
Madison.
And I'm rocking an 80s look, as Nick told me. So what's up, you guys? It's Maddie from the 80s, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, even though those didn't exist in the 80s. But find me at Maddie Says This.
Find me on my pager.
Find me on page me at Maddie Says This.
And you can find me everywhere at Nick Mardi13. That's Mardi, and the latest late show on YouTube. It's very workaholics-y, but not like this.
Yeah.
Listen, a lot happened this one episode that I think covered the whole entire series, so we have a lot to cover.
The entire series. I thought this was so brilliantly executed as their last episode of all the seasons. It just encompassed who they were from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it was really nostalgic, and it like had me feeling so many feels. Like still, I was saying "what the fuck" half the time and laughing, but then I was like, "Oh my god, that's like what they did in the first season." And like the way they just wrap Bango energy drink into
The branding,
and the web series. And they kept calling it a show. It was so cool. I really liked it.
I think it definitely hit on what's going on in today's world with millennials.
Social media.
We
understand the struggle is real. You need followers to be noticed, and it's all about your brand. Like, what do you have to offer that somebody else doesn't? So
just like the Slim Jims you're sponsored by.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Equinox. But aside from the point, it was just super relatable on so many different levels. The episode starts off like it normally does. So nothing different about that, Saturday morning.
They're getting high, but they only have a little bitty nugget of weed left. So they're like, well, how can we get super high with just this amount? So they create the Bermuda Dope High Angle.
Bermuda High Angle.
What?
Bermuda
Dope High Angle.
Oh, okay. They said it weird outside. That's why. Do you see my scratch?
Yes.
They said it 2 different ways.
I know, but it was Bermuda Dope High.
Classic. All right.
I'm right. You're wrong. So, anyways, they're getting high, and these like 2 kind of nerdy guys roll up in a Prius. In a Prius, they like backtrack. They're like, "What the? These guys are awesome!" So then they start getting high with them
because they have these PVC pipes shaped in a triangle, and they would blow into one end and then inhale from the other end.
Blow and suck. That didn't look right. But anyways, it was a Bermuda Dope High Angle. So
yeah.
So they're like, "Oh yeah, it's Saturday. Like, let's throw a rager at our house." And then the guys are like, "Oh no, it's Friday." And they're like, "Are we supposed to be at work?" Which then makes you think, oh, they're gonna go to work high, get into some shenanigans, and then go home and party. But
true, we didn't even see the office.
We
this
never
episode.
saw. Yeah.
We did a little bit. The break room.
At the very end, but like the whole episode was at their house partying. So it just wraps it back
those guys invite a ton of people over to throw a little shindig, little party because they have more weed that the guys are into, obviously.
Yeah.
So these people start coming, and this was cool for me because it's like these guys are always like looked down upon by other people around them. Everyone.
Yeah.
But this episode, every single thing they did was so cool.
Yeah.
And they each had their group of fans. That was so fun to see because finally these guys are being admired
for
and
their
idolized.
work, their hard work of partying, smoking, and being stoners.
And being who they are, finally. They can be who they are.
Being who they are, true to themselves.
Oh, well, I guess being who they are until they got famous.
Well, that was
Bingo.
That was Adam. Adam always gets a big head. Even in, again, Pitch Perfect, he got a big head. And I kind of always see him in the Pitch Perfect light now. I don't know why. Anyways, I digress.
No, it's true. And so then they throw this epic rager. So many people start showing up. Blake's getting his followers to jump off a roof unintentionally. And then
but they're all wearing Blake like wigs and Blake t-shirts.
Sponsored by Bango.
Yeah, sponsored by Bango, this energy drink. Well, the way Bango comes up, obviously, is that they make the newspaper with the thing Tight Butthole. So,
Which, if you don't know, has been a phrase this whole series, Tight Butthole.
Yeah, Tight Butthole. So they make like front page news for partying, making the hashtag or the word Tight Butthole, you know, cool. And they're approached by this business guy who's like, we want to make you famous for Bango energy drink. Like, you're going to be the sponsors or whatever and promote it. And you're just going to have parties and make money and be the party gods. So they're like, fuck yeah, that's what we do already. So like, let's make it even better. So that's kind of how they start to get their own followings. And then, yes, so we see Blake up on the roof making like high frequency noises, and people are just losing their mind.
Because whatever they're doing is cool.
Right. It's the funniest thing because he's just like going like this the whole time and making high frequency noises. And then, you know, he has this group of people with the wigs and the shirts. And
mind you, one of my favorite parts that I was laughing so hard at is when the CEO of Bango, his name was Marco Fossil, he threw them one energy drink and said, that's free. There's plenty more where that came from.
Yeah.
And Blake and Adam were freaking out over that free can. And I'm like, you know, how many times do we actually like freak out over something free? But it's like,
right.
It's so easy to obtain it, but when it's free, it's like we freak out.
Oh, it's like when you eat and then someone's like, oh, there's free food in the break room. You're like, well, I have to eat it because it's free. You know, I have to take it because it's free. Like, oh, here's this free pair of socks. Do I really need a pair of socks that says, I don't know, whatever? You're like,
Chunky
no.
Monkey, yeah.
Chunky Monkey. You're like, no, but they're free, so yeah.
Yeah,
No,
well, I can wear these to the gym.
It made so many cultural ties of, again, what's happening in this day and age with millennials and social media and just like products and placement of products.
And it even could be taken as, you know, all these social media influencers also maybe they would take the free thing to just give that brand a shout out.
Yeah. Be like, oh, I got this energy drink from so-and-so. I'm drinking it now. Let's see how crazy I get on my show. You know?
But then the money followed. So they're throwing rager after rager after rager, and it was hilarious, and more stunts were being done, like even the music that Blake was producing, which I don't even know what it was.
Yeah.
And what it looked like was, it seemed to be the whole crew on the set, like in these scenes at the parties.
It feels like they just deconstructed the set, but then made the set look like. Anyways, it was just. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making sense.
Yeah, because what happened is the set, because Marco Fossil, the CEO of Bango, comes to them and says, "Look, we want to take it up a notch with these parties. Let's start a web series." Mm-hmm. Which ties it all back into from the beginning of Workaholics, which if you tuned in last week, we were talking with Scotty about how it started from a web series in real life and became a 7-season series.
Yeah.
And what I always laugh at, which we talked about really quick before the show, is you never want to say no to anyone because it's like shows you anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know,
just
these guys
never know
online.
the potential. You never know the potential. So
these guys got a good series. And so it was funny to see him say, hey, let's start a web series. And like, yeah, let's do it for sure.
Again, it was just like the whole series came full circle in this one episode. They were connecting what they started with to what they ended with to back to where they started.
And they're being admired now. Yeah. Which is like, you know.
But the worst thing about this episode was that this web series and their fame tore them apart, made them resent each other. I mean, Blake shaves his head, gets rid of his brand. Adam starts working bar mitzvahs.
Because they have brands now.
Yeah, right.
They have brands.
And then Durs is just a drunk the whole episode and then starts coaching swim again. It's just, so they all become like, I hate you guys. We shouldn't be friends. And then they all end up back at TAC.
Which we don't know if that happened, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe they were torn apart because of the series, but we don't know that.
Well, we don't know that.
But according to the episode, possibly there was some rough patches, which I can imagine, of course.
I'm sure.
You know,
I mean, as people start to do their own things, Adam is very, I mean, I want to say he's great. Well, I feel like the most famous of the three of them. Even though everyone has their own projects, Adam's in those big blockbuster hits. Like Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, Pitch Perfect.
But like Scotty was saying last week, you know, they each have their own thing in real life going on too.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like Blake has a kid going, like, and he's married and chilling out.
Yeah. So maybe like in real life, they might have had like a little like minor falling out. I don't think so though, because
I think it was more just they had different things to do.
and and that's why they had to end the web series, the show, and so that's kind of how it comes full circle. They end up at TAC again. They're all friends, and they're like.
It is cool to see that. I know that they're all 3 signed by WME.
Oh,
which,
really?
if you don't know, is an agency.
It's like the biggest agency out here.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest. But it's like they're all 3 signed, and sometimes you see different people from the same show sign to different agencies. And it was cool to see that the 3 guys are signed to the same agency.
Yeah, totally. So,
so we go back to the break room, and another thing we see is they start arguing once again, and then all of a sudden, who shows up to say "shut up" is Wayman.
Wayman, the guy that never says anything all 7 seasons until the last episode.
And then what do the guys say? They say you talk too much. He talks too much.
Yeah,
this guy,
chatty Cathy, but I like that guy. He's cool.
Yeah, he makes sense, but he talks too much.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious. I think to everyone who watched that one episode was just like, hold up, this guy talked.
He has a voice.
Even I wanted to hit him up to come in here, but I'm like, maybe
he doesn't talk. Maybe he's a mute.
Yeah, maybe, possibly. I don't know. Like, but I mean, I still would have brought him in, but I just couldn't find him anyway. I'm like, okay, maybe he's like small actor and just pops in. They loved him on Workaholics.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the guy has a lot to say.
Yeah.
So wasn't that something to see?
That was something. Just something, Nicholas.
So then the episode after that goes to, they go back. Marco comes up to them and says, "Hey boys, what?
I think they just went back to TAC and they're like, we want to be friends again, and then
when they went home, Marco pulled up in his Tesla.
Oh, that's right. And he's like, "All right, boys, let's make some more money," or something like that. And they were like, "Dude, goodbye. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. We're tired of the show, the web series. Count us out. We're ending this." So they get back on the roof and they're smoking and drinking and just reminiscing. And were there any more points you wanted to do?
No, that was yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's Adam. He says, "I think it's time we quit the show." And then give up the ultimate job.
The web series.
Well, he says show, and they're like, "Oh, well, web series." What? He's like, "I mean the web series." And then they're like, "Yeah, give up the ultimate job of party gods." Which, if you think about it, I'm sure before they created Workaholics, like that was maybe their, claim to friends. Like, dude, Durs, Adam, Blake are having a party tonight. Like, let's go. This is just me speculating. I don't know if this is true or not. But when we were first introduced them, they were party gods. And it's like, dude, I want to be like the guys from Workaholics.
Totally.
Like, I want to have parties like that. I want to not care and go to work high,
Yeah, yeah.
So it was cool. It's like they were ready to move on. Like we were saying. Like, they've got other things going on. Family, jobs, wives, like, move on.
As much as we want to see it going on, it's like many of the shows that we all love. Like, Breaking Bad. Did it come to a great end? Yes. Would we not mind seeing like 3 more seasons? For sure, we could watch 3 more seasons because we love it.
Yeah.
Just like Workaholics, even though they're completely different genres, but genres. They are similar genres, but that was pretty good.
But shows like Workaholics, The Office, Parks and Rec, like those funny kind of,
That's a similar genre to Workaholics.
It's a genre.
So it was really funny that they're all.
I can't.
So it's like it had to come to an end, and they're all on the roof, which is cool because the funny thing is, even like those guys who were at the party idolize them for being on the roof.
Yeah.
Everyone's always like, "I want to hang out on my roof."
Yeah.
And they ended on that too.
Yeah, they ended on that note.
You hear that voice? It got soft.
It got soft. Well, and I think it was really cool. I think we have a picture up here of Adam.
We'll bring that up.
Yeah.
It's.
Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah,
since
so
you
this
found
picture,
it?
this is what Adam actually posted on Instagram. You'll see it in a second. Is the last shot of the last episode of season 7, and he pretty much basically discussed thank you to everyone and had a great time with this show, and it's sad to see it end. And you can see in the picture that he's actually teary-eyed.
He's misty-eyed. It makes me sad, but that's real life,
But to me, it's really cool because I'm just like anything can happen for anyone if you work hard enough. Because these guys, like I was talking with Scotty and you last week, I was with several people who had been in Kyle's editing class at LA Film School, and Kyle's one of the co-creators, and he plays a drug dealer.
Interns or whatever. He was like, "Hey, I'm working on this project. Like, do it for extra credit."
Yeah, if you want extra credit, help me with this project. And barely anyone helped.
Yeah.
And look what happened from it.
I will say, I probably as a college kid would have been like, I don't need the extra credit. I wouldn't have done it,
It's crazy.
So.
But
Oh,
sad day.
Sad day, but you know what? All good things must come to an end, and it's a new chapter. So maybe, who knows, a Workaholics movie?
Oh, that'd be good. Years down the road. We Eric Griffin. I want to thank all the guests that we had.
Yes.
Scotty Landis
And Eric Griffin.
Eric Griffin.
Funny
Thank
Eric
you guys so
Griffin.
much.
I love
and
you.
I was in touch with several people, but right now is a busy time in Hollywood. It's pilot season, so there's a lot going on. But I am very grateful that, everyone still reached back to me and kind of was like, hey, thank you for a lot of people said thank you for the support on AfterBuzz, which
cool.
so I thank y'all even regardless. That's amazing.
As you thank us, and we thank you.
For sure.
For sure. As a genre for you.
That's a genre, comedy genre.
No. I'm going to wrap this up, you guys. Thank you so much for always tuning in every week to Workaholics After Show. Nick, I've loved working with you. You're a great host. Dream team right here. I'm Madison Conklin. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Maddie Says This.
And I'm Nick Mardi. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was a really fun season to do with you and Jesse, who would pop in every here and there.
Yes, and Jesse, thank you.
It was really fun, and thank you guys so much for tuning into AfterBuzz. We have a really great time coming in here, and especially seeing y'all's feedback, enjoying the show. So thank you. And what other shows do you do on AfterBuzz?
Well, right now this is my last one, but usually Below Deck Mediterranean, those are my kind of go-tos. So, guys, look out for that, because Below Deck Med 2 is coming out soon.
That show is pretty good, too. I actually watched it on Bravo, so I'm going to tune into your show now.
Yes, please.
I cover $1 Million Listing. I cover Workaholics, and then I do Blind Spot on Thursdays. So if you enjoy any of those shows, if you guys want to hit me up and just say, hey, Nick, do this show, I'm about to be like all up in it. Because I like every genre.
I knew it. I was going for that. He's going to be all up in that genre. Okay, we're done.
Thank you guys so much. You can find me everywhere at Nick Mardi 13 and The Latest Late Show on YouTube. And where can we find you out again?
Oh, yes. Twitter and Instagram at Maddie Says This. And if you want to follow me on Snapchat, why not? Just Maddie Conklin.
And I know Jesse Zahner was at Athlet Chick.
Yes.
Got him. Boom.
Got him. Boom.
All right, thank y'all so much. Take care. We will see you on another show. Oh, there we are. Boom. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Workaholics!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.